Alright, I've been busy cutting different stuff out. I went through some of my previous papers and scraps, and I found these sentiments that I went ahead and found dies to cut out. I didn't pre-plan these when I did them, so they weren't necessarily set up for any specific die, but I managed to make it work, and found some of the gold lace from one of the previous weeks that I made. Now the gold lace is a little bit short for this card, so I'm just going to trim that card a little shorter. They don't have to be any exact size, as long as they fit in your envelope. I've never seen anyone pull a card out of an envelope and measure it to see what size it is, so I would not worry about that if I were you. So yeah, I'm just going to glue that down, and then, or maybe I'll trim it first and then glue it down. I'm not sure. Might be easier to glue first. And then I'm thinking I'll put this one on here. Oops, I want that on top. So that's the kind of champagne colored cardstock. And then I may use one of these sentiments, or I may go digging in my stash, but I do kind of like this one. And I'd prop it up a little bit and add some snowflakes, or not snowflakes, some fillery. This one isn't too bad either. It might be a little on the small side, so I'll set that one off. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for that card. And again, this is all just stuff that was in my bin, and I've just determined to use it up. So now I cut this one twice. Once with the gold, which looks nice, but since I've got gold on this one, I kind of want to make them a little different. So I thought I'd use this green one. And that looks nice. And then, oops, it doesn't want to stay put. So then I could use any one of these other sentiments on there. And again, I would pop it up just a little bit. And I think that looks nice. So I'm going to go through my sentiment book. Let me grab that real quick and just see if there's anything else that I think might work better. So we've got all this Christmas. That's Easter. So here's where Christmas starts. So I definitely am not feeling these. These are okay, but they're thin. I'd have to back them really well, which isn't the end of the world. I did fussy cut these, so I'm not super happy with the way they look, but they'd be okay. However, I think those are too small for that one, but they might be all right. Oh, look there. That might just be meant to be. And then I could put a couple of those. I had that there for a reason. I forgot. Let's see. Let's line that back up. Set that down. Got a couple of these gold stars left. Well, that's a silver one. I don't want too many different colors on there. Maybe I'll just have to cut out a couple more. But yeah, that I kind of like that. So let's keep looking for this guy. Set these off to the side. So again, I'm not thinking anything like that. The black and white, I don't know about that one. Now these might be okay, but I feel like they might be a little small. Let's pull just any random one out here. Let's slide that over. Oops. Well, I don't know, that might work. Let's see if I like that one better or like one of these others better. Because I could also put it at the top. Not loving it. Those are tags. There's some green ones. I could do the green. I just don't think I'm loving those strips for this. I feel like they're not dressy enough, if you know what I mean. Kind of looking for one with maybe some gold on it, although this one's red on cream. I feel like it might match better. Pull that back up, and it's really big though. However, it would cover up the missing little thing on that snowflake. But I don't want it covering up that snowflake, although I could cut that off and put it somewhere else, I guess, like over there. I don't know, possibly. Let's see, that's all the Christmas. So then I do have some other green ones over here. I don't necessarily want green on this one though. And these are all green, so I guess I need to decide. Do I want, I mean, I could even drop that down. But then that covers up all of that up there if I use the big one. I think I need to go up with it. And if I'm going to do it, I might as well just cut that snowflake off. I could put that there. But I feel like this calls for the foil. So I'm going to use the foil one. It's a little smaller, but that's okay. Slip that back in there. Alright, so I think I'll start. Oh, I could have put those away. We'll do it later. I'll start gluing stuff down. I know I'm going to want to pop these up. Got this outer edge here. Maybe I'll just put that right down the middle. This is a sturdier cardstock than some of them that I've used, but I believe it's the Hammer Mill, which is kind of got a glossy finish on it, so it's good for foiling because it's nice and smooth. Yeah, so we'll prop that up. This, that. This sheet here. And let's put one or two more in the middle just because this photo paper is nice and thin and I want to make sure it's well supported. Should have left a little more room, but that's good. Alright, so let's start by gluing this one down. Is that the side I want? I'll go with this side. So I'm going to go ahead and just open it up because I feel like it'll work easier for me. Now this is the pearl green. I think this might be Cricut paper from a few years back. Because of the pearlized finish, it will take probably a little bit longer for the glue to dry. And that's okay, because that means I've got a little bit more maneuverability. I'm running out of room here. Let's do this. All right. does stick out a little bit past the edge. Just trying to get some of that wet glue up. Where's my little, there it is. Just gonna line that up. And put that gold star right there. Oops. It's hard to hang on to those little pieces. There we go. It could be a cute thank you card or a small Christmas card just to hand out to a co-worker, or maybe stick right to a gift that you're going to stick in a stocking or something. I don't know. I probably should cut that off because it's just going to get bent. And we'll do the tip of that star. So I could put that snowflake right there, right along the edge. Just because there's kind of a gap there, and I feel like it'll look better to have a little something. A little something something right there. Yeah, there you go. That's kind of cute. All right, so there's that one. Now let's glue this puppy together. And I'm just going to run some glue down the edge here, because this is going to overlap a little bit, so I don't want to glue the whole thing. And I'll do it like that. Make sure it didn't glue the back any. Oh, that looks good. And it doesn't quite go all the way to the edge, but I think that looks nice. So we're going to trim that off now before we go any further. And does it go right about there? Oh, that's good. I really just cut, I don't know if you can see that, just the hair of that gold there. So that was perfect. So that looks good already, I think. And we'll glue this down. And I'm going to start with the center here. I'm just going to kind of work my way out because there's a lot of little pieces, and I don't want to get glue where I don't need it because it overhangs the edge here. So make sure my strings are hanging straight up and down. That's right on the edge. Just kind of hold that down for a second, and then I'll just kind of peel it back a little bit and glue underneath where I need to. Now the only thing I don't love about this, and I should have done this before I put these dimensionals on the back, is I don't love the white with the gold and the champagne. But I think it'll be all right. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to have to hold that up just so I don't bend it too much. And let's do the tip of the poinsettia. Actually, I think if I just go right there, and little dab of glue right there. It's easier said than done to get a little dab or dab, a little spot of glue. I'm sorry, I don't know why I have this fascination with accents, so please forgive me. I don't mean, it's not my attempt to offend anybody or make fun of anybody. It's just something I've always done. Okay, let's put a little bit more right under here. I'm going to pull that up just so I can. There we go. Oops. Okay, do the center of this snowflake. Now the center of this snowflake. And I'll do little points on this one. I got a nice little rounded area that will work nicely. And just a little bit around the inside. And that leaves this little guy. So let's do that's right on the edge there. Didn't mean to move it, but I did. All right. So probably need a little bit under this, and that should hopefully be good. So now when you open this up, there's plenty of room in there to write. I did get a little bit of glue there. And that fits. Let's do it like that. Okay. Pull these backings off. Apparently I have some static electricity going on. And one more. And I'll add a little bit of glue so I can reposition it if I need to. I'm just trying to line up the edge of the die cut with the edge of the fold on the card. Just add a little pressure. There we go. So that just needs my stickers. My butterflies. So I started filming this yesterday, and I'm pretty sure I talked about why I do the butterflies. And my mother loved Christmas, so it may seem like a strange thing to put on a Christmas card, but since they're in memory of my mother, I don't think it's strange at all, because she loved them. Let's put a little one on the back of this. And another butterfly. So I know that everybody believes something different, and that's fine and wonderful, even that you're allowed to do that, or that we are allowed to do that. We had a butterfly bush in our front yard, and it had been there for years, and it always attracted some butterflies. But the summer after my mother passed away, 2016, our butterfly bush was full of yellow monarchs. I mean, full. I couldn't even count them. There were so many. And I just always felt like that was her way of coming back to check on us or to say hi or whatever. And, you know, I know not everybody believes that, and that's fine. You know, whatever brings you hope and happiness and makes you feel good is, you know, as long as it's not harming anybody else. I always feel like I have to add that because, you know, I don't want a serial killer saying, well, Georgiana said if it made me feel good, I could do it. But anyway, that's, I just wanted to share that this 2016, which was the summer after she passed, our butterfly bush was so full of yellow butterflies and yellow monarchs, or they look like monarchs. You know, I don't know, but I'm not a butterfly expert, but I've never seen that many on there before. And the following year there were a lot, but not as many as there were the summer after she passed away. So I really felt like it was her just coming back to check on us and tell us everything's going to be all right. And, you know, so I thought I'd share that. I just thought of it, so I had to share it. All right, so let's put some of this stuff away. Used to have a roll of paper towels in here, but we ran out, and so they got confiscated and moved to another room where they were needed. So this is a Kleenex, and it's probably not the best thing to use because it can leave little fluff behind, but it's what I have. So this is what was in our scrap bin that we decided to use up. So we've got a tag here, and I will put a to and from or whatever on the back of that, as well as this one. Those were both, and I'm going to add a cardinal to that while I'm thinking of it. I've got the little red paper ones or cardstock ones, and then I've got these. Let's see which one. I think we need a flying one on this. Yeah, let's do this one. So this is just some matte red vinyl that I used to cut these out with my Cricut. And I would have a hard time cutting something in paper this small, but with vinyl it actually works pretty good. So There. Oh, I think that helps a lot. All right, so we've got 2 tags out of our scrap bin after we cleaned up some of our scraps. We got these 2 cards, which will be, you know, wedding, graduation, quinceanera, I don't know, something. I won't put a sentiment on them yet. I'll wait until I need to send them out to somebody. And then we got these 2 Christmas cards out of these leftover cardstock pieces. And I think, I mean, I already knew how these were going to turn out because I'd already made some, so they're cute. But I think I really like the way these turned out. So let me know what you think. I also did end up with a few extra pieces. These were already in my scraps, but they weren't cut out. So now they're cut out, so I'll add them to my sentiment book. Because I wasn't sure if I wanted the green or the gold, I cut this one piece out twice. And in the long run, I went with the gold or the green because I was going to use gold on this card, but the gold looked really nice too. So I have an extra one of those now. I ended up not using this one at all, so I'll add that to my stash. It didn't cut perfectly, and that's one of the things I've noticed more so with dies than with the Cricut or an electronic cutter. I think there's some kind of, and I'm not an expert, so I could be wrong, but I think there's some kind of coating, maybe some kind of light, thin, plasticky coating, and it doesn't always cut well when you're using like a foil or something that, even the pearls don't always cut out real well. It just kind of depends, and that could be the die. This is another one of these, but I've got to go back in and finish working on it. I worked on it quite a bit yesterday after I paused the video, and I still got several pieces in here I need to cut out, and I've just been trying to decide, is it worth it? But I think it is. It is pretty. So I'll finish cutting that out, but that's what we got out of our scrap bin, and our scrap bin is now empty. I love it. It's empty, and it's going to stay empty because I'm combining stuff. So I guess this video, wasn't really sure what it was going to be about other than using up my scraps, but I guess it's about more or less what not to do, and that's not to put your scraps in a bunch of different places because then you forget you have them, or I forget that I have them, and then they don't get used because some of these were from years ago. So find your scraps, use them up. Those little bits work great for embellishments and ephemera and sentiments, and you can't go wrong using them up. So thank you, ladies, and until next time, this is Georgiana with Expressions Craft.